UG and PG architecture programs. This is the momentous occasion of for all of us we embark on a new chapter in our academic journey. One song can change a moment, one idea can change a world, one step can start a journey, but prayer can change even the impossible. I request all the dignitaries and my beloved friends to rise up for the prayer song.
शारदा विशारदा ज्ञानदा वरदा वन्देऽहं शारदा विशारदा ज्ञानदा वरदा वन्देऽहं शारदा विशारदा ज्ञानदा वरदा वन्देऽहं शारदा सुख स्वच्छ स्वरूपिणी स्वच्छ हृदय निवासिनी सुख स्वच्छ स्वरूपिणी स्वच्छ हृदय निवासिनी स्वप्रकाश स्वरूपिणी स्वप्रकाश स्वरूपिणी स्वप्रकाश स्वरूपिणी वन्देऽहं शारदां विशारदां ज्ञानदां वरदां वन्देऽहं शारदां विशारदां ज्ञानदां वरदां वन्देऽहं शारदाम्.
Now I request Dr. S.N. Murugesan sir, Principal of Rajalakshmi Engineering College, to take the stage and deliver the welcome address.
Dignitaries on the dais, my friends from teaching fraternity, and dear students, very good morning to all of you. It is with immense pleasure I welcome two distinguished guests, Professor S. Ravi, former Dean, School of Architecture and Planning, Anna University, and Sri K. Parasuraman Krishnamurthy, Director, Samruti Leadership Academy Private Limited. Sir, we are truly honored to have you amongst us on this important occasion, and thank you very much for making it here. Like others, I'm also eager to listen to you. It's my pleasure to welcome our chairperson, the driving force behind all our endeavors. It's my pleasure to welcome our advisor. We attribute all our success, progress, and achievements. All these things are because of his guidance, mentoring at all our stages for all our institutions. I welcome, sir. I welcome my friend Dr. Madan Raja, and all the members of faculty. Also, I welcome all the students who are joining MBA, BArch and MArch. I personally feel you guys are blessed because both students from architecture and students who are doing MBA, you are given opportunity to test your ideas, test your intuitions through somebody else's money. People will invest and you will test your ideas. In that sense, I think both the streams are blessed, and unlike our age, we have seen companies like Simpson, GE, Bosch. A company once grows, reaches a stage, it is there. But nowadays, companies, they come, they take the entire world by storm, and at the same speed they disappear. I hope you might be knowing this BlackBerry, Nokia, many such companies, Yahoo for that matter. They came, they took the world by storm and they disappeared. Even the developing companies that are very popular, within a very short period they grow in a faster phase, reach their glory, and they start declining. Like human being, they grow, reach adult stage, then the deterioration starts. What people are saying, the CEO of a company in these different stages need to have different skills. A CEO of a developing company, emerging company, has to have different set of skills when compared to a company which has reached its pinnacle of success. So you all have to understand all these things. The world is very demanding. Many new things are coming up. Many jobs that were there earlier are disappearing. Many new jobs are coming up, and also they are disappearing. So you all have to understand one thing: learning is a lifelong process. You have to somehow get that skills to learn whichever comes on your way, get adapted to the situation. With these words, I welcome all of you, and for this journey of your professional program in our campus. We assure you that every minute of your stay in this campus will be meaningful, fruitful. You will be provided with all the supports. All I am requesting is make best use of the opportunity given to you in this campus. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. I now have the honor of inviting Dr. Mrs. Thangam Mehanathan Ma'am, Chairperson, Rajalakshmi Institutions, to deliver the presidential address.
Good morning. Respected guests, Mr. K. Parshuram Krishnamurthy, Director, Samriddhi Leadership Academy Private Limited, and Professor S. Ravi, former Dean, SAP, Anna University, our advisor, Professor Muthukrishnan, our principal, Dr. Murugesan, our head of the department, MBA, and the head of the department, Architecture, other esteemed faculty present here, and my dear students. As always, it gives me great pleasure to welcome youngsters such as you who are interested in pursuing higher education, and you have also been very clear on your choices by choosing to become an architect and a manager. And it's like we've been having initiation orientation for the past 2 days for the engineering and technology, various programs in both the campuses. And today we decided to have both MBA and architecture together because more or less you all are having a 5-year program, which means by the time you go out, you will also be like almost like a postgraduate. 3+2 these people are doing, and you are doing 3+2 too, in an integrated manner. So, and it's very nice that you all have made it up to these higher education portals and are also very clear about the area that you want to pursue. And those who choose architecture mostly would not have had much of wavering onto whether I want to do electronics or whether I want to do, you must have been pretty clear that maybe you would have thought like either civil or mechanical or architecture. Your choices would have been more like that, assuming. But today we can never assume, because I am very surprised. Those days, no, those days in me, I'm not talking about very many years, like when I was born and all that, just about 10 years back. If a student is choosing, say, biotechnology, he would, if he gets a chance to go to medical, he'll go to medicine. Okay, biomedical, biotechnology. But today's students, they say, I want computer science if I don't get medicine. But if I get medicine, I'll move from computer science to medicine. I am really not able to understand where the interests are like, you know. But I'm sure architecture is a very specific field where you all would have had a dream to become an architect, same as the thing with management. You all have a degree already, and overlooking any job opportunity that is available to you, you are wanting to pursue management because you feel that it will give you a better value when you go to the work arena, or you feel that you have that quality in you to manage. Managers are those who see what others don't see. In a team, if you see what others don't see, only you can be a good manager. So I welcome the both of you, niche group of students. And architecture is something like for both the programs, ethical values are very, very important. Ethics are needed for everybody, but architecture and because I don't know, I think the chief guest will be able to throw a little light on this. I have been hearing, I understand those who build the building cannot be an architect too. There seems to be a kind of a rule. I am assuming maybe because a person who is building with the kind of typical formulas that are laid out for building, and architectural aspects should not in any way kind of should not compromise on those building signs or something. I don't know why, but an architect cannot be a builder. Builder and architect should be separate, and architect and interior decorator also should be different, I think. So these rules are there in that particular area, but still I find some companies under some other company's name, the same architectural firm, on some other name they do building also. So whatever be the reason, you should look into the, if there are rules, you should know why they are being laid and you adhere to them in some way. That is very important. And managers too. You know, the very fact that you see what others don't see, you should tell them that this is what I see that you do not see. And there are several managers think that this knowledge that I have, that the others don't have, I can sort of make use of it in a positive way or in a negative manner. You know, that is where the managers are, people will have to be very, very aware of what the manager is thinking about. So I am very happy that you all have come here, and I am sure your teachers are there to give you, you know, a kind of, they ready with the syllabus. Being an autonomous institution, they have their own syllabus where little bit difference will be there in terms of they're all the time looking for how to make you industry ready. You know, the purpose of your being here is to go back to the go out and join some industry and contribute in a very serious manner. So our pleasure comes when the industry comes back to us and tells, you have a good product, your students are good. When they say that, that is when we are happy about having done our job. So towards that, they're creating curriculum that is specific to, that is particularly closer to the industry requirement, and they will be hand-holding you through the 5 years and the 2 years in whatever manner that you need help in. Being an autonomous institution, there will be, of course, 3 internal tests and everything. They will be telling you, assignments will be given, and you can ask for different assignments. If the same assignment is given to the entire class, or a group of people are having a certain, if you think that you already are clear about that and you need another separate, you can always go to your teacher and ask for a separate assignment. Okay, and please pay a lot of attention onto this internal, because being an autonomous institution, it is like in CBSE you have, most of you must be CBSE students, you have the continuous comprehensive evaluation. The very purpose of the this continuous comprehensive is no procrastination is to be allowed. You know, your engagement in learning should be on a daily basis. Okay, so with 2 units, if they are testing you, you should be good at it. You know, you should have completed those 2 units, and you should be ready for the 3rd and 4th unit. So it is you are being the same way assignments that are given also should be these are just to check whether the learning is happening, and you should cooperate and do it in a very, very faithful manner. All your assignments and internal tests should be done. If you are doing 3 tests very well, if you got, say, I think it is 40 marks or something for the internal assessment, if you got something like 30 on 40 on your internal, you ought to get equal percentage in the external, or little more even. Okay, so make sure that there are no lapses in your learning pattern. And with these words, I would like to, I know you all are very serious about what you all are wanting to do, and show this seriousness throughout your studies. And the teachers are here, the infrastructure is made in such a way that it will enhance your interest in learning. And if there are any issues that you have, you can always get back. Instead of you can also consult with your seniors, no problem. But please go to your teacher. If you, being the first year, don't hesitate to approach a teacher. Every teacher is here to help you. Okay. With these words, let me wish you all a very bright future. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. It is my pleasure to call upon Dr. C.R. Muthukrishnan sir, advisor, Rajalakshmi Institutions, to deliver the felicitation address.
Respected Chairperson, Dr. Mrs. Thangam Meghanathan, our guest today, Professor Ravi, former Dean, School of Architecture and Planning, Anna University, an architect, Sri Parasuram Krishnamurthy, Director, Samriddhi Leadership Academy, Keynote Speaker, International Coach and Trainer, our Principal, Dr. Murugesan, the heads of the departments, Head of the School of Architecture, Dr. Madan Raja, Head of the Department of MBA, Dr. Umar Raman, our distinguished faculty from the departments, our senior faculty and academicians, well-wishers, and my dear students. As our chairperson mentioned, the students we have here in this program today, where we are starting off the new batch in BR, ChemArch and MBA programs in the Rajalakshmi institutions. We have come here by choice. Many students who come to engineering happen to be there because of the position they hold after +2, the +2 marks and so on. So it's a system where the line in which you fall, you get organized, decides where you go to. But students in this programs here have made a very deliberate, conscientious exercise their choice regarding what they want to do and have come here. That's a very good starting point, because you're doing what you want. And I'm sure your experience with the Rajalakshmi School of Architecture and the Department of MBA will confirm to you in the course of 2 years, 5 years, as you complete your innings here, will confirm to you that you have come to the right place. Architecture is about organizing spaces, all kinds of different spaces. There is an emphasis on concept, and even though you might look at it as a physical, in terms of physical presence and so on, actually it influences our mind and thinking. The best example from our own tradition would be to be in a temple for some time and be just there. Of course, we call them consecrated spaces. That's an additional procedure. But the most important thing is that the very presence of being there influences you in positive and significant ways. So architecture is a field like that in my perception. I'm not an architect, I'm not a qualified architect, but this is the way I think and feel about it. And if you look at the current state of architecture in our country, much of it was influenced by outside rulers who have come and been at the helm of affairs in our country, both during the British. We talk of the Lutyens Gardens in Delhi, Lutyens area. I think Le Corbusier is the name mentioned. He's also talked about as having been responsible for Chandigarh and Bhubaneswar, two cities. Chandigarh being a union territory, capital of both Haryana and Punjab, and Bhubaneswar being the capital of Orissa. Because I visited both these cities, but Bhubaneswar has not kept up the original architecture as was created by Le Corbusier, though of course Chandigarh has tried to maintain it and keep it going. Because recently we have the Central Vista and also the G20, the Bharat Mandapam and associated spaces and so on. And very recently we also see in our country the recreation of the outer spaces in Benares. One has to visit them. So experiencing architecture by being present and being influenced and feeling it is more important. Of course, as architects, you will create it beforehand sometimes in your studios, in your discussions and so on, and then give it some shape and some kind of concreteness. It's an exciting field. There's a lot of creative element about architecture, and I'm sure that you will enjoy being in our programs here. Now, coming to the MBA program, I think the most important thing to know is how to manage ourselves first. If one can manage oneself very well, I think everything else can follow from that. And managing oneself, there are three aspects in my humble view. Personal care, social care, and context care. Personal care is about oneself, how we keep our body and mind, how we keep organizing our time, how we keep a certain focus on how to progress in what we can contribute to the bigger picture in our own way and so on. The social care is about care for other people, our society, our culture, how we belong, our identity, how we belong, and so on. Because it should also derive upon influence from other cultures and other societies and so on. The third aspect of context care is about learning, continuous learning, about keeping educated, and using experience as a great lever to advance ourselves as well as being a positive influence on everybody around you. Nobody wants to be managed. Everybody likes to be led. And very appropriately we are having our guest for the management program as a leadership academy. I would recall my own experience, how these different fields have a perspective that come about by relating to my own field. I have a passion for programming. I discovered it when I was near about 20-21 at that age. And then I never looked back. I always had, it was my first love. Of course, my second love was my spouse, no doubt about it. If I look at the kind of, it was a very young field at that time. If I look at the title of the books that came about, which became well known, noticed, popular, read by many, including those who were trying to teach and share programming, I would recall the titles, not in any particular order, in some random order. Science of Programming, that is one title of a book. Logic of Programming, Art of Programming, Craft of Programming, Programming for Poets, Programming for Architects, Programming for Housewives. These are the kind of titles that the field attracted at that time. So that gives the kind of canvas, the touching canvas that spreads across several dimensions of our being and society. So I think, management also has to have that kind of a perspective. In fact, in my view, all fields have to have this perspective of being connected to everything around themselves. So with these words, I wish the students who have come to us the very best of experience here. Hope your experience with the teachers, with the institution, with your seniors and so on will be such that you will continue to remain as distinguished alumni of our institution for many, many years to come later. And I hope you will make this experience work for yourself in a positive manner and enrich yourself and everybody around you. Wish you all the best in the bright future. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I would like to call upon Dr. C.R. Muthukrishnan, sir, to felicitate Professor S. Ravi, sir, with the bouquet. I would like to invite Dr. Mrs. Thangam Mehanathan ma'am, chairperson, to felicitate Professor S. Ravi, sir, with the memento. I would like to call upon Dr. C.R. Muthukrishnan, sir, advisor, to felicitate Shri K. Parasuraman Krishnamurthy, sir, with the bouquet. I would like to invite Dr. Mrs. Thangam Mehanathan ma'am, chairperson, to felicitate Shri K. Parasuraman Krishnamurthy, sir, with the memento. I would like to invite Ms. Kavya, 4th year B Arch, to give an introduction about the guest speaker.
It is an absolute privilege and honor to introduce our esteemed chief guest for this special occasion. Professor Ravi is a distinguished individual whose remarkable accomplishment and unwavering commitment to the field of architecture has left an unforgettable influence on our community. Professor Ravi has an experience of more than 40 years in practice, teaching and research. He embarked his career as an assistant architect and assistant director in the Directorate of Town and Country Planning. He has been a part of more than 25 architectural and planning projects in Tamil Nadu. He was the Dean of School of Architecture and Planning, Anna University, as well Crescent School of Architecture. He was been awarded by IIA as an honorable member. Now, we eagerly await for the insights he will impart to us today. With pleasure, our esteemed chief guest, Professor Ravi, will now grace the stage with his presence. Please, sir.
It's a very good morning. It's okay. So, respected dignitaries on the dais, we start with the chairperson, Mrs. Thangam Mekanathan, Principal S.N. Murugesan, and Mr. Parasuraman Krishnamurthy, Director, Samriti Leadership, Principal, HOD, Dr. Madan Raja, School of Architecture, and most importantly, the advisor, C.R. Muthukrishnan, who was very inspiringly talking. So, I think I join with the members on the dais in welcoming you all for this initiation program, as they call it. This particular program, I think I have had a lot of such initiation or ignition program, whatever you call it as. And today when I am at Rajalakshmi, School of Architecture and Rajalakshmi Engineering College, it starts with a very serious, formal, note. The ambience, everything is very serious. And as an architect, it is something very new to me. I think all these 40 years, there are a lot of environments, academic environments, learning environments, practicing environment, professional environments, and it is very serious. So as a person, as an architect, I would like to excuse from the persons on the dais to really excuse me for a sort of informality that I will bring in this. So we started with a very serious thing, the prayer, I think, the introduction thing, etc., etc. So my initiation will be slightly informal, and I would like you to start with a story. The story is about an IAS officer. The IAS officer is a very clever IAS officer, and the officers came, said, we would like you to come and grace the occasion for the municipal administrators and municipal engineers. Then the IAS officer asked them, the organizers, what is the crowd like, and are they knowledgeable? And sir, all of them are administrators, all of them are good engineers in their department, and they are well versed in that. We want you to come and then grace the occasion. The IAS officer said, see, they are already informed, they are already aware, so they are well into their practice. There is no point in me coming there and then wasting the time. So you leave it as such. I will give a message, you read that message in the occasion and forget about it. Then the organizers went back. After some months, another set of organizers came to the IAS officer, sir, we would like to come and grace our inauguration, grace the occasion. And the organizers were already informed that the IA officer will say, don't tell all of them, know everything, he will try to avoid you. So the organizers came and told the IAS officers, so he asked them, what is the target audience, what is the knowledge? Sir, they are very poor, they are basic, they have no idea about what is the profession, what is things and all that. So you have to come and inspire all of them in that occasion and all that. For which the IAS officer said, you say the crowd is below the average, there is no point in coming me there and talking to them and give them things. It's a waste, moonshine. So I think, excuse me, I will give a message you read out in the organization. Then the organizers went back disappointingly. Then after a few months, another organizers came and approached the IAS officer to come and grace the occasion. The organizers were informed that this IAS officer, don't tell him that everybody knows all things, or don't tell him nobody knows anything. So they said, the IAS officer asked them, and how is the audience, what is the combination, combo and all that. Sir, I think there is average 50% know the information, 50% don't know, they are actually starting up and all that. Then the IAS officer thought for a while and said, see, you already say that 50% are knowledgeable and know, 50% don't know. So let the knowledgeable 50% teach the remaining 50%. Excuse me for this, I will give a message, you read out it. So that is the way I think IAS officers cleverly handle the situation. So that is the IAS story. Okay, so I think this particular day I would like to start off with that particular thing. So with this in mind, first and foremost, I extend a warm, heartful welcome to each and every one of you, the students, especially the first years or the UG, PG, I think undergraduate and postgraduate in architecture, also the management program students. And I think this is the day I think your dreams are going to come true. And your presence here itself shows in this campus that, you have got a very strong determination, ambition to come here and learn. No doubt about it. Now you may be wondering why I mentioned about the IAS officer story. What way it has got something to do with that. When Professor Rajkumari approached me, sir, you have to come to our college, Rajhamshi College, you have to address the student of architecture. So I said, okay, I agreed for that and said. Then after a few days I asked who are the audience and all that. She said, sir, there are architecture as well as management students are also there. That was actually bold from the blue for me, because I am not a management consultant, I am not a thing, even though we do a little bit of management in the architectural career. So I think I was wondering that the management student should tell something about management to architects, because architects are very poor managers, especially in terms of time management. Architects are very poor in time management. I think the management student should tell something about it. Similarly, the architecture student should tell something about what is architecture to the management student. Because the management students think architecture is something special and all that. In that context only, this is a very nice combo of management and then architecture, where mutually they stand to gain. I am happy about this combination. And the chairperson said, not only the duration, but also the exchange of ideas, between these two faculties is going to definitely benefit both the departments at the UG level as well as the PG level. So with this, that is the reason why I said, so this exchange, 50-50 or whatever it is, knowledge transfer, whatever it is. Now, this first thing, I would like to make a beginning that some of the speakers also said that architecture, they talked a lot about this. And the first statement I would like to make from all this is an inspiration from my own teacher in 1960s when I started learning. He told me in the first class itself, dear student, the first statement he made, I also wish all the student makes understanding of this. Architect is not a special kind of man, but every man is a special kind of architect. This you should understand. And this is very true. And when the advisor said, I am not an architect, but he is a special kind of architect. That way only, I think architecture is a discipline, okay, that transcends disciplines. It looks into all disciplines, and it's a more a human subject. It's a normative science in that context. So this is the first thing that I would like to start off. Make this note, because at the end I will also close it with another statement about architecture. Now, as a student of architecture, because I think gathering in the initiation program, I don't want to frighten you with a lot of words and all that. The first thing, there are at least 5 important, okay, domain specialization you have to acquire as a student of architecture. The first one is keen sense of observation, which is very essential for an architect. With that only in mind, the curriculum is structured. Field visits are organized, site visits are organized, educational tours are organized, because you move to places, see the places, interact with the people, because architecture is all about interaction that happens between the built environment and the human being. So, chairman also said that architecture is something to do with space. So, B.V. Doshi says it has something to do with the space. It is 2 things. What is the glorification of space? Second thing is celebration of space. These 2 things, if you are successful as an architect, you become number 1 leader in the profession of architecture. It is how to actually deal with space. That is one important thing that I would like to do. Now, the second important point that I would like to, I will make it very fast, time is very limited. Second point is that in any domain, either management and architecture, the knowledge grows not so much by the addition of new knowledge, but questioning the existing knowledge. That is very important. In architecture, if somebody tells something, you start questioning. That is the reason why the student of architecture have to ask questions, present seminars, okay, present the case studies, raise the questions, answer the question, because being a heuristic program, architecture has to rely on this, and it is in this question and answer that the program gains a lot of knowledge. And this questioning later onwards in a professional way turns into a research component in architecture. This basic foundation is laid in the concept of questioning, which we do it at the early stages of the first year BArch or something like that. Students should come out of the fair, start raising all sorts of questions. So if you say you do this, he will say why not, like that. So there is something like the Japanese, they will say that why Japanese are always, somebody asks a Japanese, why you always try to answer in a negative way? He said, why not? That was the answer given by the Japanese. So I think that is the way in which knowledge grows. So I think this is one thing which is very important. And PG program students, I think you will get into research methodologies, how really this enhances. Ultimately, the vocabulary in the profession grows much more than what you learn in the beginning age of it. This richness in vocabulary is an asset to any architect in the profession. I don't know much about management, but there should be some phrases and vocabulary in the management itself, lot of words that enriches the knowledge. That is where I think it is very important. The third point which I would like you to note is that the chairperson raised a very pertinent question. I don't know much difference between what is architecture, what is building and all that. So I think there is her anxieties and concern, doubt is well acknowledged. Now the question is, as far as this conflict between what is architecture, what is building, okay, so this always has been there ever since civil engineering and architecture were seen as 2 major disciplines in the country. Now the architect look at architecture as a creation. Okay, it is not actually a building. It is the drawing inspiration is how God has created everything in this universe. So these created things have certain very unique qualities. So that way architects creates building, but he is not designing a building. There is a difference between creation and design. ஓகே, படைப்பதற்கும் வடிவமைப்பதற்கும் வித்தியாசம் இருக்குது. ஒரு பில்டிங்கை வந்து ஒரு ஆர்கிடெக்ட் படைக்கிறான்னு தான் நினச்சிட்டு இருக்கோம். பட் வெதர் ஹவு மெனி ஆஃப் ஆர்கிடெக்ட்ஸ் ஆர் டூயிங் இட் ஆர் நாட், வி டோன்ட் நோ. பட் he is not giving a வடிவமைப்பு, he is not building it actually. There is a spirit that is blown into that particular building through the way in which you inculcate spirit into that building. That is where the distinction comes, because you come closer to God. Almost you are doing the job of a God, you are creating something. Because if you really look at everything that is created in this universe, everything has a subjective meaning, symbolic meaning and an associated energy. Then only it becomes a creation. If it is not there, no symbolic meaning, no subjective meaning, no associated energy, it dies as a creation. It is a existence, it is simply a building without any life or something. This is where I think the distinction. But unfortunately over the years I have come to a stage where I think slowly we are making this creation dilute and making more and more into design. So going back to my first thing, keen sense of observation is required. The second important thing to the student is a desire to learn history. The second thing is a desire to learn history is very equally important, because now a lot of schools have started questioning what is the need for history, teaching history to the students. But we learn a lot of things from the history. Because we go deeper into it. It is like something like the case history. When you go as a patient to your doctor, he says, well, your father, your mother, your grandfather had such and such things. It's like actually do a DNA digging or something like that. So that going back onto the past sometimes gives you new knowledge, because the way in which it was conceived at that point of time may be different. But today when you look back into history, you may get a new knowledge. That is the second important thing, which is very essential for the student of architecture. The third and most important thing that for student of architecture is the power of discrimination. The power of discrimination is very essential, because more often than not students are not able to discriminate very important things. For example, if I ask you what is the discrimination between what is knowledge and wisdom, I think most of the students, if we ask you what is the difference between knowledge and wisdom, they often take a cell phone, go to Google, what is definition of knowledge, definition of wisdom, then tell something. But that remains impersonal. So what is knowledge and wisdom? You have to discriminate. There are a lot of things where in your life as a student of management or a student of architecture, you need to distinguish. This power of discrimination is very important. Apparition and dream. So apparition and dream, I think Dr. Abdul Kalam, late Abdul Kalam said, you dream, okay. But today a lot of students come with apparitions and say, I have a dream, I have a dream. But the dream is different from an apparition or an illusion. So that is the thing. I already said the discrimination between, what is design and what is creation. So most importantly to the student, what is the difference between, or a discrimination between what is arrogance and self-confidence. There is a difference between what is arrogance, what is self-confidence. Today I find a lot of students tell it with a tone of arrogance, but they don't put it as a self-confidence, as an objectivation of their self-confidence in that human being. You ask them, I want it this way, I want it that way, I want it. You ask any student, he says, I, that's all. And that is not the way, the professional field, because architecture exists for that. So I think you have to really do this. And this particular building, I think campus is very well established. In fact, day before yesterday I was talking to Vigneshwar, who has designed a lot of buildings in the campus, the Brain Center, starting with the cafeteria and all that. We are having 1.5 hours discussion with him. He said, sir, I have designed this in Rajalakshmi here and all that. So the way in which the architect took, starting with that, the project gave, the chairman gave it, is the student canteen design and all that. See the way in which architect connects it biophilically, landscape wise. There is an asset in the site. How do I connect it? So this way, I think architects have to really. So in that context, this campus is, yeah, with a lot of principles. The way in which chairperson expressed this, and there are certain values cherished by this institution. It provides the principles built on principles of excellence, innovation, and inclusivity. So I think this is a very important asset. So this, I would like to again acknowledge that the Rajalakshmi School of Architecture and Campus provides the basic thing. Okay, so most of you know that there is a woman behind every successful man. So if that is true, there is a good team of faculty behind every good student. So unless the staff mends them, if a student is coming out with flying colors, there is in some way, directly, indirectly, the faculty has contributed to the enrichment and levels. So I think this is again a very important thing, and somehow or other we have to really do this. And I think today you are in a transitional path towards transforming your career for future, and I am sure that the campus provides all the knowledge, environment, etc., and 5 years of architecture or 5 years of PG program in management will just fly like anything. So we have gathered here, I think, mark the beginning of another academic year, and it is filled with adventure. Okay, and I am really honored, and once again, okay, offer you a warm, wholehearted welcome. You have chosen the path, okay, demanding creativity, innovation, and leadership qualities, both in the field of management and the field of architecture. And I think the learning environment, academic environment is fully furnished. I think the student, as our advisor said, make the best, principal also endorsed that, make the best use of the infrastructure facilities that is available. Because an educational institution thrives on 3 important things. Most of you should know, I think management will also agree. It has to ensure demographic diversity. I am sure that there are certain diversified students from other states, and there is a critical mass for an institution. Every program has got a critical mass without which it cannot run successfully. The third most important thing is the state-of-art infrastructure. This infrastructure is very important. So when it comes to infrastructure, I would only like you to say that the student of architecture never go to library at all. I am sure that Rajalakshmi Engineering College has got a very good technical library. I wish every student should go to the library, because at this stage I am telling that I have learned a lot. If today I am here, it is because of my association with the library, searching for something in the library. It is not that I can get anything instead of going to a library on the laptop or on the system. But that is a lot of difference between going to a library. You go to the library, physically you go. Then on the way you meet so many persons. You meet the librarian, you refer the catalog, you take a book, you touch the book, touch the page, touch the thickness of the page, the printing ink, everything conveys a message. Unless you do this, which is not available in the system or laptop. So I think if you are in the habit of, I think at least how many of you, I don't know, seen a dictionary? Have you seen a dictionary? Any of you? All of you have a dictionary. So as a staff member, you have a dictionary. As a student, as a parent, everybody will have a dictionary. Okay. So in the dictionary, there is a word service. Word service is there, you know. The peculiarity of the word service, have you seen that dictionary? I used to see, whenever time is there, I used to just see the pages of dictionary. and see what is that, whether I am architect or management consultant or engineer or whatever it is, the word service has got 30 definitions in the dictionary. So this one day I wanted to know which word has got lot number of meanings. One day I found that the word service has got 30 definitions. But I was not satisfied. I was still going through. After some months, I came across another word, set. S-E-T, set. That word has got 85 meanings in the dictionary. So that means a simple dictionary tells me that this is a thing. And then after some months I wanted to know what is the longest word in the dictionary. Can anybody know? Anybody knows longest word in the dictionary? Have you seen the dictionary at all? So I think these are the things that actually provokes your mindset, and it gives. There is one word I found, anti-disestablishmentarianism. That is one word, the longest word in the dictionary as of late available. So these are the things which you will see only in a book. I don't go on a laptop and type anti-disestablishmentarianism, what is it, when it was born, which country it was born and all that. But unless I know that this word is there, then I don't go on to Google search. So this is very important for you. So I would only like to, I think, conclude telling that the few things which I said, okay, which as a student of architecture, and then the last need in today's era of information technological revolution, versatility in using digital tools. Whether you like it or not, it has come to stay. Architecture as a profession was originally built on a philosophical model. As a study, it was built on a philosophical model. When I joined architecture, they said every building should be functionally efficient, economically satisfying, aesthetically beautiful. But today, student will ask, what is all this nonsense? Functionally efficient, economic viability, and aesthetic satisfaction. So I think after a period of time, 20 years, the entire concept of architecture is built on phenomenalism. The concept of phenomenalism, what is the impact it creates in the mind of the observers. So I think phenomenalism is another important period, era in which architecture has undergone major transformation. Lastly, today, we are in the digital era. So the technological and digital revolution is taking way. Yesterday, if you say that I am afraid that over a period of time, whether architecture as a profession will exist, this AI is coming into big thing. With AI, artificial intelligence, I need not do anything. I just put the mask, you give 13 options are available for you for the facade treatment, which as an architect I would have spent months together to create that. So the versatility with handling those, but there is a caution that you have to use these technological digital tools, but you have to learn whether it is a digital algorithm or fractals or paramorphic, whatever it is, algorithmic designs, whatever it is, you learn all this, but keep it as a tool. But never succumb this to the process of design, because these tools are more productive, constructive, contributive only for the product. But process of architectural design, still it has to be built on a model, which I think the student of architecture, I think all your staff know about it. So the various models have been transforming, and I think next few decades when you are going out, it will be artificial intelligence completely replacing almost all the fields. So there is a major revolution that is happening. So it is for the younger generation of the student how to really do this. So with this, I think I have taken too much of time. I would like to conclude by saying this last statement I am making. I made a first statement. What is the first statement? Architect is not a special kind of man, but every man is a special kind of architect. I conclude with saying another important statement of our late Prime Minister Indira Gandhi. She said, it is good to be an important person, but more important is to be a good person. The same thing I extend it to architect also. It is good to be a very important architect, but more important is to be a good professional architect. That is very important. As a student, I think you enjoy the freedom, but ultimately I think you should be a good architect to serve the society. Because if you start serving the society as an important, responsible, countable professional, okay, the proverb is very clear: through prayers, through rituals, practices, all the things, songs, dance, God will come to you. But if you actually start practicing to the community, humanity with a responsibility, God will come to you. So this is a major thing you should understand. These are all some of the philosophical, I think, as seniors we may appreciate. I don't know how the younger generation has taken it. And I wish you all the best. All the students of architecture and management program for giving me this opportunity. And thank you very much. Thank you one and all. Wish you all the best.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring and insightful speech.
Without further ado, I invite Ms. Keetana, second year MBA, to introduce the chief guest.
Happy morning, everyone. I'm honored to introduce Sri K. Parasuraman Krishnamurthy, Director of Samriddhi Leadership Coach Academy Private Limited. He is also a motivational and keynote speaker, leadership trainer, and international coach with 18 years of experience. He is on a mission to empower 1 lakh individuals by helping them realize their true potential and reach the highest standards of excellence in every aspect of their lives by providing training and consultative services to individuals and organizations. A partial list of his corporate clients includes Samsung India, Nike, Benz, and many more. His workshops on various personal development topics have enlightened and empowered many corporate clients and students to communicate with confidence and seamlessly navigate their professional journey. We are honored to have a true expert whose knowledge and insights have the power to inspire us all. He has an impressive record of achievements and a passion for teaching. He brings a wealth of knowledge and expertise that is sure to captivate and enlighten us. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to Sri K. Parasuraman Krishnamurthy, sir. Thank you, sir, for gracing us with your presence today, and we are eagerly waiting to hear from you.
So just give me a moment, friends. My PPT is folder. Mouse and headset. So hi friends, good morning. Let's repeat it again. Good morning. Is my voice audible, guys? Appa. Okay, one important quality that we always need to develop is, I call it PEP. It is called powerful, energetic, and positive. And it starts with a good morning. So before we start off, I like to see who are all our MBA students sitting here. Can you just raise your hands? MBA? Architecture? Good. So first of all, the reason why I asked is, I come from a doctor's family. I am an MBA, and I have four architects in my family. My younger brother is an architect. My sister-in-law is an architect. My sister-in-law's brother is an architect. His wife is also an architect. So it was a great pleasure and honor when they said I'll be addressing people of MBA as well as architecture. And I think 15 to 20 minutes is going to be one of my shortest sessions here, my dear friends. And I'll try to see what best I can do to cover in these 20 minutes. First of all, I would like to congratulate all the people who have taken up this wonderful opportunity of taking up the course of MBA and Architecture. One very big round of applause to all the people sitting here. In between, I'll always quote my father because my father is my guru and my mentor. My father used to say, I'll say this in Tamil, then I'll say it in English. எப்படியும் ஒரு விஷயத்தை பண்ணணும் முடிவு பண்ணியாச்சு உருப்படியா செய்யுங்க. When you have decided to do something, give your best in it. That is the first quality expected out of any professional. When you have decided to clap for yourself, why don't you give the best for yourself, my dear friends? Can we see a very big round of applause for all the people sitting here? One big round of applause. Now, first question, I'm going to talk about 4 aspects when it comes to success in life. Of course, there can be 40 to 50 aspects. How many of you want to succeed in your life? Raise your hands. I know it's a very silly question, stupid question. Beautiful, just want to see. Good. If you want to succeed, yeah. 1 minute, huh? Okay. That's okay. Then let them come. Let them come. No, I don't have a presentation. That's okay. No, it's not. No, it's not a disturbance at all. No. Okay. Of course, there are a few points which our principal sir, advisor sir, madam, everybody has covered. But I want you to make it a little more realizing for you guys. The first quality of success, to be as a student, it is called a sense of gratitude. So what do you mean by gratitude? First of all, you need to be happy, you need to be thankful that you are able to get registered in a reputed institution to pursue your higher studies and graduation. For that, you need to give yourself a very big round of applause. Because in today's scenario, there are more than 10 lakh kids who have completed their 12th, but they didn't get an opportunity to go to college. That is the reason I want to clap for you. Can we have an applause for all of you guys? So daily morning, whenever you step out of your house towards your college, think it is a great opportunity that has come into your hand. And trust me, this opportunity, when I say it has come into your hand, it also didn't come easy. You deserve that particular opportunity. I'm not denying that. But there are so many other deserving people who didn't get the opportunity. Yes or no, guys? Yes. The reason why I talk about gratitude in every initiation ceremony is, when I was doing my BCom, I still remember there was a guy, roll number 44, very studious fellow. There was another guy, roll number 7. He will always be cursing this fellow, roll number 7. Somehow there was a dislike between roll number 42 and roll number 7. I used to wonder, okay, this guy was very promising, very positive, highly successful as a student, but he would be cursing this roll number 7. So one day I asked him, why are you always scolding this guy? Yaar? So he says, there is a story behind this. Before everybody got admission into this college, my friend, okay, he had very good marks in his academics, 12th. He's got great marks. He was in waiting list. He was in waiting list. And when he approached that particular college, they told him, if any student drops out, he doesn't pay the fees, you will get the opportunity. The next opportunity will come to you. So one day, he and his father comes to that particular college and asks them, okay, what are the chances? So they give a positive response. Next day, they said they'll get a call. Next day, they didn't get a call. So they again came to the college and met the particular principal and asked him, what is the situation? He was told, I'm extremely sorry. There's another candidate who came in through a recommendation and we had to accommodate him. Sorry, we are not able to give you this opportunity. So that particular statement, okay, he said, and my friend started crying because he deserved that particular seat, but because of certain aspects, he was not able to get that particular seat. Yes or no, guys? Now you may be thinking that is the way the world runs. Okay, he got a seat, so what? Now my friend, roll number 42, he said, I don't feel bad that he got a seat, leaving my friend behind, but he is misusing the seat. He has got arrears in all his classes. He is not maintaining proper attendance in all his classes. He is bunking all the classes. He is not respecting the course. He is not respecting the teachers. He is not respecting the faculty members. That is what is giving me the irritation and frustration, my dear friends. Yes or no? So please remember, there are so many deserving people who want to get into a course, but it is you who made up to that opportunity. Whether you join this course through your own, your own liking, or because of your parents pushed you, that doesn't matter. But this is the present situation, this is the present scenario. Be in the present. Successfully complete this course with glorious colors, right? Come out with flying colors, okay? And show a great face to the entire world and entire nation, okay? Come out as a beautiful professional. That is my gentle request to all of you. Can we do it, my dear friends? Yes? Yes or no? I want a yes or no. Yes? Let me remind you, my dear friends. We are sitting on an opportunity that could have been given to somebody else. Correct? So it is your moral responsibility, it is your social responsibility to fulfill the opportunity that is available at your feet. Agreed or not? Yes? Let me tell you, college is a beautiful moment. College is a beautiful moment, wonderful memories. You would have seen it in movies. Right? With all my due respects, movies portray it in a wrong way. You have to enjoy college life. No denials on it. But at the same time, like madam was saying, enjoy when you have to enjoy, be serious where you have to be serious. Correct? And we have all come out of the school stage where now we are all matured, responsible individuals, matured, responsible adults. So welcome to that particular stage of life, my dear friends. And I am confident we are all also going to be very responsible professionals. One big round of applause for all the responsible professionals sitting here. Can we have an applause, please? So my first key takeaway for all of you, have a sense of gratitude on a daily basis. Today morning when I was coming from West Mambalam to our college, I saw a lot of school students. They were happily, okay, in their uniform they were going, okay, to school. But still I know there are a lot of people who cry when they have to go to school. And the beauty is, with all my due respects, kids who come from underprivileged environment, with all my due respects, they feel more sense of gratitude than people who are already born with a silver spoon. So if I am wrong, correct me if I am wrong in the future by showing, sir, that day you came and told me. Right? People who come with a golden spoon, they are not responsible. But I know here, everybody sitting here, you are all a responsible student and a responsible professional. Okay guys? Yes? Yes or no? Yes? Beautiful. Second takeaway. It is called mastery. What is it called? Say that loudly. What is it called? Okay, before getting into mastery, I just want to ask you a fundamental question. How many of you have a notebook and a pen with you? Beautiful. One big round of applause. Before I get into mastery, one important quality of successful people. You ask any successful person, what is your secret of success? They will say goal, they will say team, they will say self-confidence, they will say ambition, they will say discipline, okay? They will say opportunity. They will give you 100 different reasons, okay? Everybody has got their own different reasons. But one important common habit of every successful person, if you see all the dignitaries on the dais, they were actually taking down notes whenever somebody was speaking. Did you observe it or not? So one common element, one common habit of all successful people is the power of note making, my dear friends. The power of note making. In English, there is the letter F plays a very important role in your life. This was given by Robin Sharma in one of his books. The letter F, the first F, okay, it is called fear. Does fear play an important role in your life? Yes or no? Yes or no? Second F, that plays an important role in your life, it is called failure. Yes or no? The third F, which is a contributing factor for the first two F, it is called forgetting. I study something, I forget, I develop fear, I have a fear of failure. Yes or no? Beautiful. The fourth F, which is called faith and confidence. Faith and confidence. Robin Sharma says, you can develop this faith the moment you start taking down notes and you have a confidence that when you're writing something, you're directly interacting with your head and brain. There are more better chances of having a better memory and logical reasoning. So one important secret of success is maintain a good notebook and a good quality pen. You need to understand my communication. Good notebook and a good quality pen. Okay, my dear friends? Can we do it from today, this moment? Yes. In school days, we were dreaded of note making, with all my due respect, because of unnecessary, unwanted, lengthy assignments. I'm not talking about assignments. Unnecessary, unwanted, lengthy assignments. Correct? That is the reason we didn't like note making. But trust me, whether we like something or not, but if something is important, something that is relevant, we need to imbibe immediately. So can we do it from today, my dear friends? Yes? Yes or no? Beautiful. Now let me give you another secret of success. When it comes to secret of success, 100% of the population knows what is the secret of success. There's nothing called a secret of success. The beauty is only 3% of the population is successful. You know what is the difference? The difference is 100% knows what is the secret of success, and only 3% of the population applies the secrets. Applies the secrets. Yes or no, guys? Correct? So when I say note making or anything that I am going to talk to you, the 3% who are going to apply this particular learning today, they are more probable to succeed. People who know, they only know. How many of you have heard of this particular statement when you are young? Knowledge is power. Raise your hands. Chinna vayasla. You have heard of this statement called knowledge is power? With all my due respects, let me tell you, knowledge is not power. Only applied knowledge is power. Only? Say that loudly. Only? Applied knowledge is power. Knowledge is not power. Only applied knowledge is power. Let me give you one step addition. Even applied knowledge only to some extent. Only when the knowledge applied correctly, it becomes powerful. Yes or no, guys? Agreed or not? So one important takeaway from you is, for this day is, move from knowledge to applied knowledge. Third is, move into applying the knowledge correctly. Okay, my dear friends? Yes? So whether you are going to be an architect, whether you are going to be an MBA, this definitely applies to both the fields. So let me come into the question of mastery, the second most important aspect. Can somebody tell me what is mastery? See, I didn't ask you to prove E is equal to MC square. What is mastery? Did I ask you a question which I am not supposed to ask? You can participate. This is the only question I will ask. What is mastery? Huh? Loudly, loudly. Loudly. Beautiful. One big round of applause to madam. Expert. Simple. You have to be an? See, anyways, you have decided to clap, yaar. Namma madam. Nalla vagidhatna. Mastery. MBA, what does it stand for? First letter? Master of Business Administration. Yes or no? It is not ABA, Amateur of Business Administration. It is not mediocre business of administration. It is called Master of Business Administration. Yes or no? It is called a Master of Business Administration. Master of Business Administration means you have to be an expert in your field. So what do you mean by an expert? Expert means it is called BIW. BIW, as per Robin Sharma, he is my guru when it comes to leadership. It means best in the world. What is it called? Say that loudly. What is it called? Best in the world. Let me give you a certain example. Sachin Tendulkar, is he a master blaster? Yes or no? Loudly. Yes or no? Virat Kohli, master. Yes or no? Loudly. Yes or no? Dhoni, master. Yes or no? All the three, are they competing with each other or collaborating with each other? Beautiful. So you can be masters, but at the same time, you need not compete with each other. You can collaborate with each other to succeed together. Understood, my dear friends? This is the next secret of success. So become an expert in your field, because as an MBA, like madam was correctly saying, you should be able to see which other people are not able to see. Imagine you go to a doctor and say, doctor, I have a severe stomach pain. Doctor says, do an MRI. Takes a scan, looks into the scan and says, I'm sorry, pa. I think you have a problem with the pancreas. And when I did my MBBS, it was out of portion. It was out of syllabus. Correct? I chose to ignore it. Choose out of 7 questions, right? I decided to choose the, sir, last 5 years question paper I have been analyzing. They have been taking questions only from the first 6 chapters. Last 4 chapters they are not doing. So I ignore the last 4 chapters. Pancreas came in the last 4 chapters. Will you go to that particular doctor, guys? Don't you think you will sue that particular doctor? He's a poly doctor. Yes or no? Poly doctor. Yeah, poly doctor means he's a quack. Agreed or not, my dear friends? So this was an example given to me from my father, who is my guru, who is also a doctor. He's a doctor. He said, so when I used to study, and I used to study important questions for my 10th exams, 11th exams, my father used to say, imagine if I studied for my MBBS like this, what will happen to the patient? Yes or no, guys? So my father taught me one thing. Never study for the syllabus, study to become an expert in your field. Study to become the best in your field. That is what will give you success. Okay, my dear friends, yes or no? Please remember, exams have syllabus, but life doesn't have a syllabus. Life is always out of syllabus. Life is always, say that loudly, life is always out of syllabus. Agreed or not? Right? So my next is humble request to all of you is be a master in your field. Be a master in your field. I'm going to play a small video for you. So there was a train. Acha, okay, it was for all of us. Yeah, okay. Just 1-2 videos. That's it. Sorry for making it inconvenient. And don't worry, I don't have any slides, okay? PPT. Somehow PPT doesn't suit me here. Are we good? So this is one video that inspired me, and personally I would have watched this video at least hundreds of times. It's a very small video about a very great personality. Kids, are you able to see it from here? So it was well beyond midnight in the British era. A train was traveling to its destination. So a man was sleeping with his head on the side window of the train. Suddenly he woke up from his sleep. He jumped from his seat and pulled the chain hanging just over his head. Immediately, the employees and other passengers in the train rushed to the compartment to know what had happened. They were angry on this man. All surrounded the man and asked the reason behind the chain pulling. The man told them there was a crack in the railway tracks a few meters ahead. The people did not believe him. The man asked them to go and check for themselves. The railway workers got down to the track to examine it. And voila, they found the crack. The man told them that he heard the sound from the track while sleeping, and it changed at some place. The vibrating sound changed too heavily, which the man recognized that it was due to the crack in the railway line. Do you know who was that man who saved many people from certain death? He was none other than the best engineer. I want you to underline the word, the best engineer that India has ever produced. Bharat Ratna Sir Mokshagundam Vishweshwaraya. So can we give him a very big round of applause, guys? He is the man responsible for building India's irrigation structure. And it is only because of his profound knowledge his acumen in engineering. We are celebrating 15th September as Engineers Day. So he deserves even a better applause, guys. Right? Can we give him? Lights. This particular story inspired me a lot. And next 2-3 minutes, I just want to understand what are the key learnings from this particular video as an audience. Whatever answer you say is correct. What did you learn from Vishwesharaya ji's personality? Sir, Anna. Beautiful. Be professionalist always. One big round of applause to sir. Very good. Anybody else? Anybody can answer. One very big round of applause. He is a keen observer. And somebody was talking about observation here, right? We are talking about observation skills. Sir was talking. One big round of applause for sir for making that point and bringing that out, madam. Very big. Pasangla, they are all our faculty only. We can give them a big round of applause. Okay, ma'am. Keen observation. Great, ma'am. Other things. Actually, with this particular video on leadership, I can do 1 hour class. Okay, let me give you my own findings, my dear friends. First is his level of knowledge. He is an engineer, and trust me, in his engineering book, syllabus book, nowhere it is written, observe the vibration sound, discrepancy sound of the railway track. Do you think it is mentioned anywhere, guys? Whatever is his knowledge, it's beyond the subject and syllabus. Do you agree with me or not? Yes or no? Like sir was saying, observe your surrounding, connect with your surrounding, see what is happening around you. That is what is the greatest teacher, my dear friend. Your environment is the greatest teacher. So for that, I have a small formula. It is called a COT. COT stands for curious, O stands for observe, T stands for think on what you observed. If you follow the COT formula, you'll definitely be successful. And in corporate world, they call it out of the box thinking. Yes or no? They talk about out of the box thinking, they talk about logical thinking, they talk about logical reasoning, analytical thinking. One simple habit of COT, curious, observe, think, will develop this particular acumen. Can we do it, my dear friends? Yes? From this day? One big round of applause for all the people who nodded their heads. COT is the word. So start asking questions. Start asking questions. Say for example, how is this camera working? How does this light work? How does this mic work? How does the phone work? How does the air plug work without any wireless? How does the Bluetooth work? How does the spectacle work? How do there are various kind of speakers? How do they work? What is the difference between a 50-watt speaker and a 25-watt speaker? Just simply ask questions and Google it out. The answers will be mind-boggling. It will make you think, my dear friends. So when I say master, my humble request, elevate from a mug-up mode to understanding mode. Elevate from a, say that loudly, elevate from a mug-up mode to understanding mode. Because mugging up will stop your thinking, it will stop your logical reasoning, it will stop your analytical reasoning, but understanding will make you better managers, like madam rightly said. If you have to see what is invisible, you need to be understandable, you need to be able to develop that logical thinking. Okay guys, yes? So, he is doing something beyond his syllabus. Agreed or not? Beautiful. Second, quick thinking, quick decision making. Do you agree with me or not? Yes or no? Do you think this is an important quality required of a manager? Quick thinking, quick decision making. Did you do it or not? So can we clap for him? Only when I am an expert, I will be able to see a problem which is not there. I will be able to analyze the problem. I will also be able to see what is the probable solution. Now look at the time frame, my dear friends. That too in his sleep. When he is sleeping, okay, that is not his job and profession. His job is not to lay down the railway tracks. He is going on some other, some other purpose. He is traveling. On the window sill, he is put up his head. He is hearing some vibration. He sees the discrepancy in the vibration. Analysis, decision making, taking action. All that happened within 3 to 4 seconds of time. Can we give him a big round of applause, guys, now? Right? So that quick thinking, quick decision making, most important. Bold decision. Any decision? Say that loudly. Any decision? Bold decision. Till date, whenever I go into any compartment, the moment I see the chain, it is written, pay 500 rupees abaradam or face jail for 6 months, okay? People will always stay away from it, yes or no? So a bold decision, correct? The beauty is only he knows what is the reason for that decision, agreed or not? If you had actually seen that particular video, Everybody started coming to him and asking, okay, why are you doing this? Why are you pulling the chain? They were all frustrated because it was the middle of the night. They lost all their sleep. Now imagine I am taking a bold decision and I know it is the correct decision and I am ready to face any kind of a consequence because I have confidence in my decision. That is the power of mastery, my dear friends. Understood? So don't just be a mediocre professional. Aim for mastery at any cost. Aim for mastery at any cost. Second, when I know I am correct and when I know I have the explanation, it also relieves me of the stress and tension. Agreed or not? Yes or no? I tell them this is the reason. Go validate yourself. Go validate yourself. They are going and checking, they are correcting it, and now he is celebrated. Agreed or not, my dear friends? So if you want to develop high level confidence, if you want to be a great problem solver, if you want to think logically, if you want to take bold decisions, if you want to take quick decisions, aim for mastery. Aim for mastery. Can we do it, my dear friends? Yes. So this is one pledge that you have to do it for yourself. You have to do it for yourself. And the beauty of mastery is, let me tell you, any kind of a recession can come. Any number of people can be laid off, but masters are never laid off. Masters are never laid off. Even if a master has to leave out of a company because the company is not performing well, there is always another company ready to welcome him. Agreed or not? Yes or no? So focus on mastery, my dear friends. Can we do it? Yes? Can I see a thumbs up? Let me give you one more example of story of mastery because this is something very important as MBA student. Is it okay, madam? Am I taking some time? So there was a factory, there was a very important factory, and the machine that was being operated on, a very important mission. If that mission stops, heavy loss for the particular organization. Maintenance team were doing their job properly, but unfortunately one particular day the machine stopped all of a sudden. So immediately everybody started rushing in to see what is the problem with the machinery. The maintenance team, when they were not able to find out, the plant head is standing next to him. He is very desperate because crores and crores of rupees, it is going to go into losses if the machine doesn't come on time. So at last the maintenance guy, shedding his ego, he comes and says, sir, I know a very old mechanic. This guy, he has seen a lot of machines, different kinds of machines. He will be able to find the problem immediately and give us a solution. So the plant head says, go get him. So they rush, get him in half an hour. So this old guy says, old mechanic sir says, switch on the machine. This guy says, adna start amatingilla. He said, just try to switch it on. Switches on, there is some noise. He says, switch it off. Does it 3 or 4 times. Observes the noise, right? Takes a moment, takes a hammer from his bag, goes around the machine, sees 2 or 3 places, and he just makes corrections here and there. Now he just started. The machine starts running beautifully. And the plant head is so happy, so happy. Now he asked that particular mechanic, how much is the bill? The mechanic says $1,000. How much? $1,000. Now way back in the year 1995 and all, $1,000 was a big amount. Now also it is a big amount. $1,000. It is almost like, assuming it is around 60 rupees per dollar, $1,000, 60,000 rupees. So the plant head asks, can you show me the bifurcation of the cost? Why $1,000? So he says, $10 for the hammer, $990 to know where to use the hammer. To know where to use the, Satama solunga, to know where to use the hammer. The instrument is of no use without the proper professional experience, my dear friends, and that experience is what that is going to elevate you into your career and success. Okay, my dear friends? Yes or no? So please, please, please never aim for average, never aim for mediocrity, ever, always aim for mastery. I'll just give you a small thing said by my father. If you are going to cross a river, there are only 2 options. You either cross it fully or don't cross it. Yes or no? There is nothing called a 90% crossed, nothing called a 97% crossed. He said it in Tamil, I will also say it in Tamil. 90% தாண்டாலும் சங்குதான், 99% தாண்டாலும் சங்குதான். 90% cross also death only, 99% cross also death. Yes or no? So you either do it or don't do it. Agreed or not, my dear friends? So he said, whenever I look at a patient, I decide that I'm going to give my best to that particular patient. Whenever I decide to go into a treatment with a patient, I decide to give my best into the patient. Same way, the moment you have decided to come into your MBA, the moment you have decided to come into your architecture course, right? You have already entered into it. So give your best, become the best, and leave out as the best, my dear friends. Okay, va? Yes? Beautiful. One final takeaway which I'd like to say, this is very, very important and relevant for all of you. Don't compete. don't compete with each other. Never compete with each other. Right? In today's generation, anybody can easily score 200 marks. It is not about who's scoring 200 marks. It is not about how many people are scoring 200 marks. What is more important is when you come into the corporate world, I am not worried about the marks. I say you have to work with him, Abdina. You never know whether you like him or not, you have to work with him. Yes or no, guys? Agreed or not? So don't go by the words of virus in Three Idiots. Compete or die. In real world, it is called collaborate and succeed. It is called, say that loudly, it is called collaborate and succeed. You never know the person with whom you are fighting in the class. He can be the head of the department in your organization. If you start showing your ego, both of you will be chucked out of the organization. This is from my own personal experience. With all my due respects, competition is not a good sign that has been inculcated in the school system or education system. Competition is not bad. You have to compete with yourself. You have to compete with yourself. Comparing is not bad, my dear friends. The thing is, what comparison does to your attitude? What is the difference between successful people and unsuccessful people? Successful people, the moment they see that somebody is better than them, they compare themselves, take him as a reference point and try to become that personality, and then they try to supersede that personality. The personality who is better than them becomes an inspiration. That is what successful people do. Understood, my dear friends? So if somebody is coming first in your class, never, okay, be jealous of that person. Always try to analyze how that guy is coming first in the class. How do I learn from that particular person? Become that first. Is that okay, guys? Yes? Unsuccessful people are only jealous of successful people. Now you raised your hand in the beginning saying that I want to succeed in my life. Yes or no, guys? Yes? So if you want to succeed, shut down jealousy, shut down your unnecessary immature enmity, okay? Try to collaborate with each other and try to succeed together. Okay, my dear friends? Yes? That is my humble request to all of you. Is that okay? To give you a very simple example from a corporate world, as MBAs, you may be joining IT companies. Madam was talking about computer science department. Assuming there are 5 developers, okay, who come from Rajlakshmi Engineering College, okay? It can be either developers or it can even be management trainees. Let us say it is from finance department or it is from HR department. 5 people doing 5 things. Each person is assigned a task. They ask you to write a standard operating procedure for that particular process. Next day the boss will say, the standard operating procedure which I have written, you have to share it with other department. There you cannot go and say, no, sir, I prepared it, I will not share. You prepared it, the document belongs to the company, it is not your personal document. Okay, my dear friends, yes or no? You did something for the department, it belongs to that particular organization. In colleges, what do? We write assignments, but we tell them, okay, I will not give you the assignment. Okay, yes, as per the college protocol, you should not give the assignment, but nobody stops you from helping people in completing the assignment. Yes or no, guys? You need not allow them to copy, but it's absolutely fine to help people. Okay, let me share one story about one successful person. He was successful because he followed a very simple principle. The principle is, anybody can be my guru, and I am willing to be a guru for anybody. So this particular successful person, he ran a very big, he had multiple businesses and was very fond of luxury cars. So he knew everything about those luxury cars, okay. So he knew what was the model of the engine, he knew what was the RPM, he knew what was the fuel capacity, 0 to 100, how many seconds, how it worked, he knew everything. So whenever he had any holidays, he wanted to go on a long drive. So there wasn't particular occasion, he went on a long drive. Everything was very smooth. And remember, this is happening in the year 1980s. You didn't have these pakka roads. Now also we don't have pakka roads. That's a different story. It was all kacha roads. The moment a car goes, you will see dust. So he crossed a village. After 3 kilometers, he got a flat tire. Tire puncture aayirchu. So he got out of the car, opened the dicky, took the stepney, okay, took the jacky, went under the car. Now the problem, he didn't know where to fix the jacky. It was okay, he didn't know where to fix the jacky. And people know, right, you cannot simply put it anywhere, correct, because you have chances of rupturing the car, yes or no? The high level chances of damaging it. So he was wondering, we know everything about the car, but I don't know how to fix the jacky, where to put the jacky. So smart thing says, when you don't know about something, it's better to get help. So he puts everything back in the dicky and he remembers he crossed a village. So goes back to the village. From there he uses a PCO. How many of you know what is a PCO? Okay, it is called a public telephone. For the generation, it is a yellow color dabba which has got a black instrument with a wire hanging to it. Okay, there are numbers, you make a puncture, you pin it, you put 1 rupee coin, you can call to anybody. Okay, this was before the mobile phones came. So there is a STD booth, he calls his office from the STD booth and says, I am stuck here, what to do? His assistant says, you wait there for 10 minutes, I'll find a local mechanic and see what can be done. 10 minutes he gets a call. He says, I found a mechanic, he'll come and help you. After 15 minutes, there is a small boy, young boy. He comes with a half pant, ara trouser, suspenders, and 22-inch cycle. Old generation people will know, or this generation people, everybody in the family will have a cycle. In old generation, one cycle for the father, it is used by the wife, it is used by all the kids. Yes or no? Generation legacy. So he comes in the 22-inch cycle, which is taller than him, he is pedaling it like this. And he comes and asks, in Hindi, Aapka gaadi puncture hua kya? It means, your vehicle is punctured, ah? He didn't understand, he was not understanding what is happening. Again asked, Aapka gaadi puncture hua? He says, yes. The kid says, to piche baito. Now imagine this guy is a multi-millionaire, high level net worth. Piche baito. He sat at the back. They drive for 3 kilometers. They go there. He asks for the keys. The chota bacha asks for the keys, gives the keys. Very obediently, he opens the dicky, takes the tire, goes under, right? And he starts fixing the jacky. Now what does this businessman do, millionaire do? He also gets under the, car. Correct? Sorry, first he doesn't get under the car because it's a dignity issue, but he bends down and sees what's happening. So this kid is actually observing him, watching him, what's happening. Right? So he's trying to put his head under the car. Now the kid asks, you want to learn, huh? In Hindi he says, Seekhna hai kya? Katakuduma? He says, yes. The kid says, to niche baito. Sit on the ground. Then he says, if you want to learn it properly, even sitting on the ground will not be enough. You have to come under the car. So what does this guy do? Imagine fancy Bahamian t-shirts, Thailand t-shirts, shorts, doesn't worry about anything. Goes under the car. The kid teaches him how to fix the stepney. Then both of them come out. He follows the Chota Guru, correct? Sees how he is unwinding the car, unwinding the tire, how many spins it has to be done, okay? He sees everything, then how he is fixing it. He asks a lot of questions. There is a conversation mode happening. So this kid is also very happy to teach him because now in corporate world or many times people have this tendency, if I teach this fellow, if he goes higher than me, what will happen? Agreed or not? Same thing with first rank people also, with all my due respects. I would say that this kid is so happy to teach that fellow and he's thinking, Are yaar, such a bada admi, I am his mentor. So teaches him. He's also happy he's learning. After the entire episode is over, the businessman takes 50 rupees from his pocket and gives him without the kid asking. Now the kid says, sorry sir, I have to say this in Hindi. How many of you know Hindi here? Because it happened in North. Sir, madad ke liye hum paisa nahi lete hain. For giving any help, we don't take money. Correct? For giving any help, we don't take money. If you had come to my shop, I would have definitely charged you for that. But you are already a desperate person. You are standing in the middle of the road. I cannot take you money. What a kind of a value system that kid has. I think the kid deserves a very big round of applause. Madam was talking about ethics, right? Today's generation, with all my due respects again, they will put all the ani on the road, keel on the road. Scooter means chota ani, right? Truck means bada ani, and they will open a puncture shop. Yes or no? The kid is saying this, right? Because he has received a call, somebody is desperate for help, go help him. That was the message he has got. He didn't look at it as a business opportunity, correct? Now this businessman is even more excited and happy, even more charged. Now he takes 100 rupees and gives it to him and says, son, take this. I am not giving it to you for the service that you have done. I am giving you this 100 rupees for teaching me how to change that car. That is the mentality of the businessman. Yes or no? That businessman didn't think, Ayya, nalla vela, I saved 50 rupees. Correct? So paying what he deserves, that is also ethical. Yes or no, guys? So this particular businessman also taught one important aspect, right? So I was talking about lifelong learning, continuous learning. Everybody need not know everything, my dear friends. Everybody need not be good at everything. But true strength is in accepting the fact that somebody's strength can help me overcome my weakness. I can help somebody overcome their weakness. That is called teamwork. That is called synergy. That is called collaboration. That is all the corporate world also accepts. So in the next 4 years, I do not want you to compete with each other And my sincere request, humble request is, I want to see everybody succeeding in the class. Okay, that is the greatest strength of pride, greatest strength of achievement for the entire organization. Yes or no, my dear friends? Yes. One final video for 30 seconds and I will conclude.
ఇప్పుడు వికలాంగ బాలుల 100 మీటర్ల పరుగు పందెం మొదలు కాబోతోంది. మీరంతా చప్పట్లతో ఆ చిన్నారులను ప్రోత్సహించండి. The next event is 100 meters running race for physically challenged children. Give them a big hand.
Yeah. So I'd like to conclude my statement by saying, my dear friends, always remember, life is not a race where you compete and die. Life is rather a very beautiful journey where you collaborate and succeed together. And the beauty of MBA is anybody can do an MBA, even if you are doing an architecture, right? If you want to set up a firm, you have to do your MBA. So MBA is a universal course, and when it comes to business, business is not about the product, business is not about the system, business is about the people. And the best way to grow your business is to grow along with the growth of the organization. Lift yourself and uplift others. That should be your Taraka mantra for the next 5 years and your entire professional lifetime. Thank you very much. All the very best, and God bless all of you.
Thank you for sharing your valuable insights, sir.
Sorry for taking some.
Now I would like to invite Dr.
Our most respected, beloved chairperson, Madam Dr. Mrs. Thangam Meghanathan, ma'am, for all her very present surprise here to be here with us for this initiation day. In all her talks, she leaves a special or a key or a vital input which helps us to ponder upon. As today, how she has said about connectivity, adaptability, exchange of ideas, and ethical values. Our advisor, C.R. Muthukrishnan sir, is a part of all our academic endeavors, who captures us with a wide experience, knowledge, expertise in any area of management. I also place on record our most respected principal, Dr. S.N. Murugesan sir, who constantly motivates us to do more and more. My heartfelt gratitude goes to Dr. Subbaiah sir, who is always with us in all the occasions, in whatever events we do. I thank and profusely accept my gracious thanks to all the guests who has come here, who has made us this day very special for us by motivating the young minds. We as a department strongly believe in the term teamwork. I take pride in joining with my colleagues in welcoming all young minds to be with us for a rigor and vigor learning to mold you to be a responsible citizen and to make you industry ready. I once again thank the officials from the administrative side for being with us today and all who are present here for this occasion. Thank you so much once again.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I would like to call upon Professor A.R. Madan Raja Sir, Principal, Rajalakshmi School of Architecture, to deliver the oath of thanks.
A warm and graceful morning to our respected chairperson and our guest of honors, Professor Ravi sir, as well as Dr. Parasuraman Krishnamurthy. First of all, I would like to congratulate and thank you all students who have selected management as your studies as well as architecture. We here assure you that you have selected the right college, and we assure you that all support and we will do justice to your selection. On behalf of REC and RSA, I extend a really heartful vote of thanks to our guests of honors, Professor S. Ravi and Sri K. Parasuraman Krishnamurthy. Both of them spared their time from their busiest schedule to grace the occasion. Today we had an opportunity to hear their thoughts as well as experience. This will surely encourage and motivates you throughout your 5 years as well as 2 years program. I would like to remind a Thirukural, Kalathinal Seitha Nandri Siridhaninum Nyalathin Manaperidu. A special mention to our respected chairperson for being catalyst and which stimulated us to do our best and she stood always as a pillar of strength. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. May this inauguration mark the beginning of a memorable and transformative experience for all of us. Let us embrace the challenges that lie ahead with determination and perseverance. Together we will strive for excellence and make a positive impact in our field. I request everyone to stand up for the national anthem.
अधिनायक जय भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तब शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मांगे
Please be seated. Purple hall lunch.